Good afternoon, everyone. It's our pleasure to be here to share our topic with you. First, let me introduce our group. We are Group 2. My name is Zhou Yushui. My group members are Chu Na, Fan Yongjia, Li Qinling, Yuan Minhui, Huang Xu, Tang Xinyin, Gong Ziyun. The title of our presentation is Project Strategies of Project Evaluation of Large-Scale Project Curriculum. We've divided our presentation into 3 parts. In the first part, we'll talk about the selection of general educational goals and the key objectives. In the second part, we'll talk about curriculum planning. In the third part, we'll talk about testing and refining of teaching materials and methods. Now, let me do my part. To get started, let's look at the part 1, educational objectives. Here, what I want to introduce is the general educational goals. I have a question. Do you know what the general educational goals is? Experts give the answer. The general educational objectives are statements. It describes what students should know, such as know the relevant historical background, what students should understand, such as understanding the course content, and be able to do after completing a learner experience. For example, they can make relevant models by hand. It's so important for teachers to teach and students to know. It also provides direction for curriculum, design, instruction, and assessment. There are 3 types of general educational objectives, which are cognitive objectives, affective objectives, and psychomotor objectives. Cognitive objectives refers to intellectual skills and knowledge acquisition, such as memory, understanding, application, etc. Affective objectives are attitudes, values, emotions, such as appreciation and empathy. And finally, psychomotor objectives focuses on physical skills and coordination, such as writing homework, operating instruments, performing, and so on. Then, I'd like to touch the next slide. Let's explore some examples of each type of educational objectives. The first is cognitive objectives. It includes remembering, understanding, and applying. It can also mean it recalling facts, concepts, or procedures, is planning ideas or concepts in our own words, using knowledge or skills in new situations, such as solve our problems, such as world problems. Next, the second is the affective objectives. It includes application, empathy, and tolerance. Affective objectives include recognizing and valuing diverse perspectives, such as respecting cultural differences. The word I want to emphasize here is differences. Understanding and sharing others' feelings, such as showing compassion towards classmates, and accepting and respecting differences, such as demonstrating openness to various viewpoints. I'd like to highlight differences and the various. It's so important for the effective objectives. Then, let's go to the next slide. In this slide, I will talk about the psychomotor objectives. This is the third type of general educational goals. It includes fine motor skills, gross motor skills, and manipulative skills. It also means developing process movements, coordinating large muscle groups, and handling tools or instruments. To end, I'd like to summarize by saying general education objectives are the cornerstone of effective teaching and learning. It guides teaching and learning by specifying desired outcomes. By setting clear and achievable goals, educators can guide students on a path of intellectual, emotional, and physical growth. Thus, general education objectives ensure the educator's education remains purposeful, meaningful, and impactful. Here, they address cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains, fostering comprehensive development in learners. This is my part. Now, it's up to my classmate, Juna, to talk about the hair content.
Hello everyone, I am Zhuna. I would like to thank you, Zhou Yushui, for explaining the general goals. Next, let's discuss an important topic with you: selection of the key educational objective. In education, we know the importance of the goals because they give us the direction and inspire us to keep moving forward. First, let's clarify what key educational objectives are. Key, key educational objectives reveal a series of the important abilities and qualities that we hope students to achieve during the educational process. These goals cover not only students' knowledge but also their skill development, value sharing, and all quality improvement. When choosing key educational objectives, we need to consider the following. First one, inline national educational policy. Second, adapt to the social needs. The third, attention to the all-round development of the study. The last, operable. Let's look at the first one. In line of the National Development Policy, China Educational Manuals 2035 advised that guarding and lodging the performance educational manuals is plenty age, socialized breeding and exercises, with a comprehensive development of the neurology, intelligence, physical education, art and level, a satellite educational modelized breed and educational power. So King educational person must consist with the national educational guarding ideology. The second, adopt social need. Considering the phenomenon, the college students are appalled upon graduation. The thinking of the kind educational girls should adapt to the development need of society and cultivate students' ability to adapt to a future society such as spring teamwork, lifelong learning, so as to train the girls of the individual and society win-win. And next, attention to the around development of study. Understanding students' needs and backgrounds is key to the selecting educational course. Students of the different ages, cultural backgrounds, and learning ability may have the different needs and qualities. Therefore, educational goals should match the real station of the student of reach the best result. The laws operable. Educational goals should be masterable so that students, programs, and treatment can be assessed. Make sure you choose the girls that qualification. Through the clear assessment wings will help students. Let's look at some practice in the selection of team educational girls in my country. Firstly, we could focus on students in innovating. Innovation is important for us. We drive students innovative, protected by the carrying on technology activities and other projects. Let's give you example. Enter into the museum and step into the real history. And then next, we exercise students' teamwork. In modern society, teamwork are very important. We cultivating student science of the teamwork through the collaboration, social practice, and other activities. For instance, the school organized study to maybe go to another city or another country. In addition, we also value students' international perspective in the context of the globalization. We carry activities such as the international exchange and the foreign language to bring the students' history. Let's give you an example. Policies the funding exchange student. Maybe China student go to another country to study. Okay, in summer, selection the key educational objectives is corrective access. We need to pay close attention to the national policies, social needs, and the student development, and constant adjust and improve our educational course. Let's work together to create understanding. Thank you for your listening.
Okay, let me introduce the part 2, the first part, curriculum planning. First, let me differentiate curriculum planning. Curriculum planning is the process of designing and organizing a set of teaching activities in the field of education, aiming to achieve specific educational goals and desired results. This process involves designs and arrangement on the content of the course, teaching methods, assessment methods, and resource utilization. The curriculum plan, as known as the teaching plan, is an overall plan for the curriculum. It is a guiding document for school teaching and education work formulated by the National Education Authority based on the educational objectives and the training goals of schools at different levels and types. So next, the role of curriculum plans. It reflects the unified requirements of the state for schools and is the basic program and important basis for organizing school activities. It specifically stipulates the subjects that schools should set up, the order of subjects opening and the allocation of class hours and divided semesters, academic years, and holidays. The class hour plan reflects the unified requirements of the state for school and is the basic program and important basis for running school. So next, the importance of curriculum plan. The curriculum plan is a guiding document on school education and teaching work formulated by the Education Administration Department based on center educational purpose and training objectives. It is the basis for guiding and stipulating teaching activities and the basis for formulating curriculum standards. It is the basis for school leaders and teachers to carry out teaching work. So the basic context of the curriculum plan includes the setting of teaching subjects, the order of subjects, the allocation of class hour, the completion of the school year and the arrangement of the school week. The setting of teaching subject is the central is of the curriculum plan. So the guiding significance of the curriculum plan to the school is reflected in the following aspects. It is the basis for school to organize teaching work and determine the work plans, and it is the basis for guiding teachers to carry out teaching and other activities. School leaders and teachers should consistently implement the curriculum plan, open the subjects set in the plan, and ensure the teaching hours of each subject, arrange various activities in an allowed way with the teaching as the main focus, so that the school can maintain and stable teaching order and enable students to develop comprehensively in many aspects of moral intelligence and physical fitness. So the goals include the of curriculum planning. First include achieve education goals. Ensure that students acquire the required knowledge, skills, and understanding in a specific area to achieve education goals and learning outcomes. The next two is improve teaching effectiveness. Through well-designed curriculum planning, teacher can better organize teaching content and activities to promote students' learning and development. Next is promote students' participation. Attract and stimulate students' interest, increase students' participation and enthusiasm, and thus improve their learning motivation and achievements. And next is ensure teaching consistency. Through unified curriculum planning, ensure teaching consistency among different teachers and avoid fragmentation and repetitiveness of teaching content. So the last one is meet personalized needs. Take into account the learning needs and the characteristics of different students and provide personalized learning experience and support. So, in the process of curriculum planning, factors that need to be considered include student group characteristics, understand the student's age, level, subject background, interest, and hobbies, and so on. So as to adjust the course content teaching methods according to their characteristics. The next is teaching resource. Evaluate the available teaching resources, include teaching materials, equipment, thickness, supports, and so on, to ensure the smooth development of teaching activities. Next is course duration. Determine the time schedule and the duration of the course. Arrange the course progress reasonable and ensure that the course objectives are achieved within the specified time. So next is teaching methods. Choose teaching methods and strategies that are suitable for the students' group and the course content, such as nature, discussion, experiments, case analysis, and so on. So the next one is evaluation and feedback. This is very important for every teacher. Develop an evaluation plan, conduct regular evaluation of students' learning, and provide timely feedback and guidance to promote students' learning and development. So, curriculum planning is of great significance in education, and considering factors such as student group, characteristics, teaching resource, and course duration in the planning process is the key to ensure the effective implementation of curriculum planning. Thanks.
Hello everyone, today I want to talking about the curriculum planning. The first one is the teaching method. Choose the teaching method and strategy suitable for the target audience and the content. This may include a combination of the various student forms such as lectures, discussion, experiment, and group activity. And the second one is the teaching resource. Determine the required teaching resource, include teaching materials and teaching aids, technical equipment. Ensure that this resource can support the realization of the teaching objective and are easy to obtain and use for the audience. And finally is education and feedback. Develop evaluation method and tools to evaluate student learning achievement and the effect of the education plans, that at the same time establish a feedback method to adjust the teaching method and contact in time. And this is to explain the curriculum planning. I find the case, it's a chemistry teaching case. It can everyone can read this. It's for the design background. It's a part students have learning the chemical properties of the metals. Through a lot of projects, students can really learn the chemical properties. And I use this case use a different the evaluation approach and to explain the curriculum planning. And the next one, I want to continue discuss the curriculum planning. This is a teaching resource. The first one is a textbook. Choose a teaching method that are consistent with a course content and objective. This may include textbooks, reference books, online resource, and ensure that teaching materials and operate and easy for the students to understand and use. And next is training. Prepare various teaching aids such as experimental equipment, models, charts to support teaching determination and determinations. Teaching aids should conform the course content and students' level and be easy to operate and understand. And the next is the technical plan. Provide the protocol, operation, and the observation experience applicable to the course content that requires students' personal participation and the protect. In the chemistry teaching case, it shows students who provide the practical operation and the observation can participate in the chemistry experiment and achieve good teaching results. Group activities promote collaboration and the team spirit among students through grow up the cooperate. It can be in the form group, discussion, project, cooperation, and role playing. The next is teaching planning. Technical planning. According to the needs, prepare various technical equipment such as corporate, projector, audience equipment, and support multimedia teaching and the use for the online resources. Ensure that suitably and the compatibility of the technical equipment to avoid teaching interruption or the technical failure. And next is materials. If the course contact experiment links, it require experimental materials and the chemistries should be prepared. Ensure the quality and the safety of the experimental materials and provide necessary experimental operation guidance and safe prosecution. And next one is teaching. Next one is a teaching. Next one is teaching resource. It has the 6 points in this part. First one is textbook. Choose the teaching materials that can consistent with the course contact the objective. This may include textbook, reference books, online resource, and ensure that teaching materials and comprehensive and easy for students to understand and use. And next is teaching. Prepare various teaching aids such as experimental equipment, models, chart, slides to support teaching demonstration and the demonstration. Student aids should conform the course content and students' level and to be easy operate and understand. Next is a technical plan. Provide the practical operation and the observation experiment applicable to the course content that requires students personally practical and the protect. In the chemistry teaching case, it is shown that students who provide the practical operation and the observation and the practical in the chemistry experiment and the achieve good teaching results. And next one is good activities. Group activities promote the collaboration and the team spirit among students to grow up. The cooperation it can be in the form group discussion, project cooperation, and the role playing. Next is a teaching plan. According to the needs, prepare various technical equipment should incorporate projector and projector audience equipment and for multimedia, ensure that suitably and complete for the technical equipment to avoid teaching interruption or teaching finally. Next one is experimental and the materials. If the course contact experimental link is required, experimental materials and chemistries should be prepared, ensure the quality and safety and all experimental materials and the provide necessary experimental operation guidance and the safe And the next one is fun. I want to instruction the five points. The first one is a regular text and the exam. It is used to the text student mastery of the course content and their learning progress and homework project. Assess students' comprehensive analyze and correctly by the assignment, homework, and project, and laboratory report. If the course contact experimental link, students can be required to the required to submit experimental report to the evaluate their experimental design and data analyze. Compatibilities, and the next is a classroom participation. By the observation student performance and particles in the class, we can evaluate their learning instruments and understanding. And the next is comprehensive assessment. Combine the above evaluation method to comprehensively evaluate student learning achievement and comprehensive ability. And next one is a feedback. Timely feedback provides a detailed evaluation feedback as soon as possibly after the student completes the evaluation text. Point out its advantage and the disadvantage and provides suggestion of the for the improvement by the formulation effective evaluation method and the establishing timely feedback mechanism. Student learning the suitable and the teaching effect can be better understood, and the teaching strategies and the content can be adjusted in time to ensure the realization of the teaching objective and student learning successful. And that's all, and thank you for everyone listening.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gong Ziyu. I will proceed our presentation. Thanks for my partner. She has already introduced the teaching method and teaching resources and feedback mechanism. So I will introduce other three important elements in curriculum planning. The first one is scheduling and time allocation. First of all, the definition of scheduling and time allocation. It involves planning how to use time efficiently to accomplish specific tasks and goals. It's about organizing activities in a way that maximizes productivity and ensure everything is completed within deadlines. This process usually includes setting priorities, identifying the time required for tasks, and allocating specific blocks of time in a calendar or planner. Effective scheduling helps manage both personal and professional commitments, balancing workloads to avoid overload and stress. Effective time scheduling is critical to ensure that educational programs are both efficient and effective in achieving learning outcomes. The second one is management and execution. Ensuring the smooth operation and effective execution of the educational plan involves several strategic actions. The first one is leadership and coordination. Strong leadership is required to oversee the implementation of the educational plan. This includes coordinating among various departments and ensuring that all staff members are aligned with educational goals. The second one is teacher and staff involvement. It means regularly involve teachers and other educational staff in decision-making process related to curriculum changes and teaching methodologies. This inclusion helps in game buy-in and also in leveraging the practical insight of experienced educators. The third one is student progress monitoring. Implement systems to monitor students' progress continuously. This could involve digital tools that check grades and provide analytics on students' performance trends. The fourth one is resource management. Ensure that all necessary resources such as textbooks and digital tools are available and accessible to both teachers and students. Proper management of these resources is vital for the smooth delivery of the curriculum. The last one is feedback loops. Establish clear channels for feedback from all stakeholders, including students, parents, and teachers. Use this feedback to make ongoing adjustments to the educational strategies to better meet the needs of the learners. The third one is integrating assessment tools. Integrating assessment tools into a curriculum is essential for measuring students' progress and the effectiveness of educational strategies. Assessments are typically categorized into two main types, formative and summative. Each plays a vital role in educational settings and can significantly impact how teaching and learning are structured. In this page, I will introduce the definition and purpose of assessment. Formative assessments are ongoing assessments that provide continuous feedback to both students and teachers about students' understanding, progress, and learning needs during the instructional process. The primary goal is to inform and improve the learning process rather than evaluate or grade students. Summative assessments are used to evaluate students' learning at the conclusion of an instructional period, typically at the end of a project, unit, course, or program. These assessments are evaluative and are often used to grade students. In this page, I will introduce how to implement assessment tools in a curriculum. The first one is ongoing quiz. These are typically short, focused assessments that are used regularly throughout a course to gauge students' understanding of recent topics. They serve multiple purposes. It helps identify topics that may need more in-depth coverage, learning reinforcement for students. It encourages students to stay up to date with their studies. For example, weekly quiz in a biology course that cover key concepts from each week's lectures. The second one, assessment tools, is midterm project. This allows students to apply what they have learned in a practical, often comprehensive manner. Projects can be particularly useful for assessing applied skills and integration of multiple concepts. Skill development it can enhance researching, writing, analytical, and creative skills. For example, in a history class, a midterm project might involve researching a specific historical event and presenting findings in a multimedia presentation. The last one is comprehensive final exams. These are designed to assess knowledge at the end of a course and are typically more extensive than quizzes or regular tests. They can include a mix of question types such as multiple choice, essays, and practical problems. Test students' ability to integrate and apply knowledge across different topics covered in the course. For example, a final exam in mathematics course might combine algebra, geometry, and some problems to test overall proficiency and understanding. In this page, I will introduce additional types of assessment: peer assessment and self-assessment. Peer assessment, for example, in a creative writing class, students can critique each other's work, providing insights and suggestions for improvement. Self-assessment encourages students to evaluate their own work and learning process. For example, providing a checklist or rubric for students to use to assess their own essay before submission. Okay, in this page, let's dive into a detailed example of curriculum planning, highlighting specific challenges, solutions, and outcomes. This will provide a comprehensive understanding of the dynamics involved in effective curriculum planning. The example is integrating technology in a high school math curriculum. First of all, I will introduce the background. a high school decided to revamp its math curriculum by integrating technology to enhance teaching and learning experience. The objective was to improve students' engagement and understanding by using digital tools and resources. The challenge of this curriculum. The first one is resistance to change. Some teachers were hesitant to adopt new technologies, preferring traditional teaching methods. Students also varied in their comfort and proficiency with digital tools. The second one is resource limitation. The school faced challenges in securing enough devices and software license for all students. Additionally, there was a lack of training for teachers on how to effectively use these technologies in their teaching. The third one is curriculum alignment. Ensuring the technology integration actually supported the curriculum goals and learning outcomes was a concern. Solution. There are three solutions of the curriculum challenges. The first one is professional development. The school organized comprehensive training sections for teachers, focusing on the use of technology in math education. These include hands-on workshops and ongoing support sessions. The second one is phased implementation. Technology integration was rolled out in phases, starting with pilot classes before a full-scale implementation. This approach allowed for adjustment and improvement based on initial feedback. The third one is student workshops. Sessions were conducted to train students on how to use the new tools effectively, ensuring they could leverage technology to enhance their learning. In this page, I will introduce the outcomes. The first outcome is enhanced engagement. Teachers reported high level of student engagement. Students were more involved in the learning process, participating actively in problem solving using digital tools. Second one is improved performance. Over the academic year, there was a noticeable improvement in math test scores. Teachers were able to use technology to provide immediate feedback, and students could practice more with interactive tools. The last one is feedback-driven improvement. Continuous feedback from both students and teachers have refined the use of technology in teaching. Adjustments were made to choice of software and devices based on usability and effectiveness in achieving learning objectives. The integration of technology in the high school math curriculum demonstrated significant benefits in terms of students' engagement and academic performance. While there were challenges in terms of adaptation and resource allocation, the phased implementation and the strong focus on training and feedback proved effective. This case study underscores the importance of a well-planned and flexible approach in curriculum planning, ensuring that new initiatives are aligned with educational goals and adequately supported through training and resources. In conclusion, Stage 2 has effectively established a comprehensive and adaptable curriculum aligned with our initial educational goals and objectives. We've developed detailed content, diverse teaching methods, and integrated assessment tools to monitor students' progress and enhance learning experience. let's we transition to the next stage, testing and refining.
Hello everyone, my name is Tang Xinyu. In this sector, I will discuss the importance of textbook and methods testing, introduce testing methods and the process, and emphasize the criticality of data collection and feedback. When discuss the project phase of a large project course program evaluation, it is important to explore in more detail the importance of materials and methods testing, testing methods and the process, and critically of data collection and feedback. I will cover each of these aspects in more detail below. Okay, the first part is about the importance of material and methods testing. Direct impact on teaching effectiveness. Instructional materials and methods are central components of teaching and learning process. By teaching the effectiveness of materials and methods, their impact on students' learning outcomes can be directly assessed. Scientifically, the quality and content design of the materials can have a great impact on teaching effectiveness. Textbooks that are rich in content, rationally constructed, and logically clear can help students better understand and master knowledge and improve their learning efficiency. At the same time, examples, practice problems, and chapter summaries in the textbook can also help students consolidate what they have learned and enhance their learning. The choice and application of teaching methods are equally important. Different subjects and knowledge points may require different teaching methods, such as lecture methods, domination methods, group discussion methods, project-based learning, and so on. Appropriate teaching methods can stimulate students' interest in learning, increase their active participation, and thus enhance the learning effect. The use of teaching and technical means can also enhance the teaching effect. In a modernized teaching environment, the use of variety equipment, network resources, virtual simulation technology, and other teaching helps can enrich the teaching content, improve the efficiency of teaching, can help students better understand and remember their knowledge. Okay, the next part is regarding teaching improvement. Through testing, problems and difficulties in teaching materials and methods can be found, so that teachers and course designs can be guided to make improvements and improve teaching quality. Such improvements can include updating the content of teaching materials, innovating teaching methods, and using course designs. By analyzing the test results, target improvement measures can be processed to better meet students' learning needs. At the same time, the test can also help teachers and course designers to understanding the learning situation of students and find out their shortcomings so as to develop a more personalized teaching plan to help students better master their knowledge. And tests can also provide feedback for teachers to better understand whether their teaching methods and materials are effective, so that they can continuously adjust their teaching strategies to improve teaching effectiveness. Testing is an important part of the teaching and learning process. Help teachers and course designs to identify problems and difficulties in their materials and methods, so that they can be guided to make improvements and improve the quality of their teaching. Then, the next one is meeting student needs. Testing of materials and methods can help to understanding how students respond to the content and the methods of instruction, so that their learning needs and learning styles can be better met. Such tests also provide real-time feedback on the depth and the difficulty of material content, helping teachers to identify which points are being effectively mastered by students and which parts are causing confusion or challenges. By collecting and analyzing this data, teachers can adjust teaching schedules and strategies, adopt more appropriate teaching methods to explain complex concepts, or provide targeted reinforcement to address students' weaknesses. In terms of teaching methods, the tests provide insight into which teaching styles best stimulate and motivate students, and which may need to be involved or optimized. This creates a platform for students to optimize their teaching design so that they can follow modern education concepts and combine diversified teaching methods, such as contest teaching, project-based teaching, collaborative inquiry, and so on, in order to adapt to the learning types and interests of different students, and to further enhance their active learning ability and enduring interest in learning. The results of the testing of teaching materials and methods can also help teachers to identify and capitalize the students' learning styles and interests in stresses. Each student has their own cognitive style strengths, such as auditory or hand-on, and these characteristics affect their absorption and application of learning content. In the next, I will introduce the test methods and process. Quantitative methods, including questionnaire, standard tests, and so on. Questionnaires can help collect students' subjective evaluation of materials and methods, while standardized tests can quantify students' learning achievements and performance. Qualitative methods, such as focus group discussion, teaching observations, and so on. These activities, focus group discussions, can help provide insight into students' perspective and experience. Instructional observations can directly advise programs and challenges in the teaching and learning progress. The next one is characteristic of data collection and feedback. timelessly. Data collection and feedback should be done in a timely manner to ensure the real-time and vitality of evaluation program. Timely feedback can help teachers and the course designs to make timely adjustments to instructional strategies to improve the effectiveness of teaching and learning. Collection device data, including student feedback, instructional observation records, and learning outcomes, to get a comprehensive picture of the effectiveness of materials and methods. Establish a systematic data collection and feedback mechanism to ensure the accuracy and reliability of the data and provide a reliable basis for teaching improvement. By discussing in details the importance of tested teaching materials and methods, teaching methods and progress, and the criticality of data collection and feedback, it can help the evaluation project team better understanding the purpose and the importance of the evaluation project and achieve better results in practice. Okay, my part is all. Thank you.
In order to understand the current situation of students, context-related conditions, and implement the training requirements of context in curriculum standards, a questionnaire survey was conducted among students in primary school in Jiangsu province to better understand the relevant situation and the needs of context-related teaching. The object of the questionnaire survey is all the students in the school, and the number of participants is nearly 500, and the survey data is true and effective. A questionnaire on the current situation of primary school teaching situation was designed. Through small-scale prediction, communication with the tested students, repeated discussion and modification by the research group, a completed questionnaire was finally formed. There are 10 questions in the questionnaire, including 8 single-choice questions and 2 true-false questions. Questions 1 to 4 mainly understand students' attitude and understanding of learning. Questions 5 to 8 mainly understand the students' understanding of the value of situational teaching, and questions 9 to 10 mainly understand the students' actual gains from participating in situational teaching. The questions are clearly expressed with moderate quantity, and the content is closely related to the theme. The specific questions are as follows. As we can see from the table, most students like studying or enjoy it very much. This is consistent with the feeling in the usual teaching. Most students pay a lot of attention to the classroom and the teacher, but about a third of students have no interest in math. More than half of the students are more interested in the learning content involved in the exam, and the large score value of the exam is the most attractive to students. More than 2/3 of students think knowledge is abstract and difficult to understand. The data show that more than 80% of students have some understanding of situational teaching of mathematics, which shows that most of the classrooms have involved situational teaching. 34.30% of the students like the life situation. 29.80% like the disciplinary integration situation, 25.10% like the cultural situation, while fewer students are interested in the social situation. In the follow-up teaching, we can pay more attention to the situations and students are interested in and stimulate their enthusiasm for learning. Through the questionnaire analysis, the following results are obtained. More than 90% of the students recognized the positive effect of situational teaching, especially in the active classroom atmosphere and improving the enthusiasm of learning mathematics. However, most of the students think that the effect is not obvious to improve their math skills. The application of context should have a positive impact on the teaching of ultimately promote the progress of students' achievement. The students do not reject the subject, have a greater interest in learning, and have a positive attitude towards situational teaching. Students believe that teaching and learning in the environment can have a cumulative impact on their learning, indicating that they have an interest in learning and the teachers need to further explore its teaching.
Hello everyone, now I will discuss with you specific measures to improve textbooks and methods. Improving textbooks and methods requires comprehensive consideration of multiple factors such as student needs, teaching objectives, and teaching environment. Now, here are some specific measures. Firstly, it is a diversification of textbooks and personalized learning methods. In the teaching process, multiple tools can be used, and textbooks can be presented in more diverse forms, such as pictures, videos, practical operations. At the same time, different teaching methods can be provided for different students, and it's necessary to understand which form students are more adaptable to. Secondly, it is to enhance interaction in teaching, using interactive teaching tools. For example, as we mentioned earlier, situational teaching brings students into real and meaningful situations. Students can acquire knowledge and skills by participating in specific social practice activities. In addition, there are group discussions, flipped classrooms, and so on. Enable students to actively participate in teaching and enhance learning outcomes. Finally, it is important to provide regular feedback and evaluation. Educators should conduct regular tests and performance evaluations on students to assess their level of mastery of knowledge or skills. At the same time, it is necessary to collect feedback from students and understand their views and suggestions on textbook and teaching methods. Based on feedback from students and their grades, analysis should be conducted and teaching strategies should be adjusted in a timely manner to better meet the needs of students. The following are some strategies for adjusting and improving based on the results. Adjusting and improving teaching based on test results is a crucial aspect of educational work. The first type is result analysis. After receiving the student's grade and feedback information, the teacher needs to analyze it. to understand the performance of students in each knowledge point and skills. Then, identify the common problems among students and the errors that need improvement. Secondly, is adjusting the teaching plan. Adjust the teaching plan is a timely manner based on the result. For example, if students have a low accuracy rate for problems involving functions, the teacher should make adjustment. Should we increase the explanation of function knowledge point? Is it necessary to adjust the teaching method for this part of the knowledge point? Consolidate more knowledge for students with weaker learning abilities and expand for students with stronger learning abilities. Then, based on student feedback, if they prefer group discussions and they are indeed effective, should we increase group discussion activities in the classroom? Implement targeted teaching objectives. Provide a personalized tutoring for students. Finally, it is development of the professional level of teachers. While conducting continuous evaluation and feedback, teachers should also continue to engage in professional development and progress. Improve teaching level and ability. For example, some seminars. Through the above steps, educator can adjust textbooks and teaching methods in a timely manner based on the result, helping students learn better, acquire knowledge, and achieve better teaching results. Overall, these three stages the selection of general education goals and the key objectives, curriculum planning, testing and improvement of textbook and methods collectively constitute an important component of curriculum evaluation for large-scale projects. Through the project evaluation stage of the system, it is possible to ensure that the design and implementation of the curriculum are consistent with the expected educational goals and continuously optimize and improve the quality of teaching. Our group's presentation ends here. Thank you, everyone.